to nestle in. I would like to take a moment to expound on the flat earth. I'm going to try to articulate a few thoughts or ideas of mine, just to forward the truth. You can see in the scripture that the earth is flat. You can also see this in reality, that the earth is flat. The stars, the geography, the way radio signals work, there's many different evidences. I'll use a few different video clips to try to visually show you exactly how the dome and the stars rotate around the dome of Earth, and a few different theories and concepts and issues I would like to address too that other ones have mentioned. First and foremost, like I was saying, we look into the scripture. We have to go to the book of Enoch, which would be the first book, and you can see where he clearly talks about the flat earth. It's throughout the scripture, and he also talks about the stars and so forth, so you really have to read the entire text to truly get reading comprehension of it. I more so want to specify on the Orb of Solomon and a concept that I've heard in regards to the globalist conspiracy of a ball of water in space that takes the form of a spear. And yes, if you throw a glass of water into the air, it will take the form of a spear, generally. That is exactly what's happening with the ferments of heaven and with the seas and so forth. I'll flash an image on the screen so you can visually see what I'm speaking of. And as you see, the North Star, as we call it, that would be where the cross is positioned on the Orb of Solomon. There is a center ring around the Orb of Solomon, and that would, in my opinion, more than likely represent the ice wall, which we all know of. As you can see right here in Genesis chapter 1, verse 7, it says, "And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmaments, and it was so. And God called the firmaments heaven. And the morning were, and the evenings and the morning were the second day. And God said, Let the waters be under the heaven, and be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God said, the dry land, and God called the dry land, earth. And gathered together the waters, called he the sea, and God saw that it was good." I apologize for my reading. I'm going to try to articulate my thoughts on the gates. As I'm out here doing my agricultural development and so forth, during the early hours I'll notice that the gates will change generally right around here, and that gate or window would be the time frame that the sun will come through, or it basically through perception seems like it comes through the gate or the window as it's doing its cycles and so forth around the path that it takes. But during that path, it does change a little bit during the seasons, giving the 12 and 12 light cycle during fall, what produces flowers, and then giving the higher summer days, which generally would be the vegetative state. The plants are so smart. Naturally, they can naturally adapt to wherever the climate is around the world. That's more specifically in regard to something I heard Prophi say about genetically modified seeds in regards to the indica. But naturally, some of the plants will just flower faster than other ones. Other ones will kind of just take a little bit longer. Let me see if I can get some of this on the film. The color's beautiful. You can see the natural colors right there, and the fragrances are something too. On that note, let me give mention to a few things in the book of Enoch. As you can see right here, it says, first I'll go back a page. I apologize. And then it says, odoriferous trees. Let's check that out. Yep. Alright, and I give thanks. Particularly, you can read it for yourself. This one's cool, I'll read it for you. It says, he has prepared this tree for the saints. And I do, you know what I'm saying? This is all organic. I wouldn't use any chemicals. I smoke this myself, eat it myself, drink it myself, so I wouldn't do that to I brothers and sisters. And I just want to give mention to the different phenotypes of this strain. A lot of these are just seeds that are from last year or from the year before, and I just continuously plant the seeds that come from my field, and I don't even know what to call it other than a gift, a blessing, you know, and I give thanks for it. I do want to give mention to the geno and the pheno differences and so forth, and directly compare them to Ham, Shem, and Japheth. I would like to expound a little bit further on the trees. I apologize for my shaky camera, but if you can bear with me, it says, there I beheld choice trees, particularly those which produce the sweet-smelling drugs, frankincense and myrrh, and trees unlike to each other. And over it, above them, was the elevation of the eastern mountain at no great distance. And I bring forth the scripture and mentioning of a prophet comment where he mentioned that the strains that flower early are genetically modified, and that the strains that flower later are natural. It's all natural. The plant naturally has these different features and so forth. I assure all the ones that this is 100% organic right here. And as you can see to the eastern direction, yea, there be a mountain. And I give thanks for the opportunities, some of these lessons of life and understandings and overstanding and understandings and so forth. They, come from experience, life experience, and working in the field has truly afforded me the time and space to grow. And I give thanks continually. I appreciate y'all listening. Blessings.